What if I told you that in 2026 you can own a brand new, genuinely modern-looking home for less than the price of a used car? Not a tent, not a storage unit. A real, livable, stylish home for under $50,000. I know what you're thinking. That's got to be a catch. And look, I'm going to be straight with you throughout this entire video. Some of these options come with real trade-offs, and I'm going to tell you exactly what they are. But here's what's also true. In 2026, there are more legitimate paths to a cheap modern home than at any point in the last 50 years. From 3D printed homes rolling out of factories right now, to prefab A-frames you can assemble yourself, to expandable container homes delivered straight to your lot. Today we are breaking down 6 real options for cheap modern homes under $50,000 that actual people are using right now. Stay with me until option number 6. Because that one is going to completely change how you think about what a $50,000 home can look like in 2026. Before we dive in, if you're new here, smash that subscribe button right now. Every week we cover real, actionable content on affordable home building and modern design in 2026. Hit the notification bell too. You genuinely don't want to miss what's coming. And listen, stay till the end. Option number 6 is the most surprising thing happening in budget housing right now, and the price tag is going to shock you. Let's get into it. Welcome back, or welcome for the very first time. And today we are going deep on cheap modern homes under $50,000 in 2026. First, a quick reality check, because honesty matters. Under $50,000 in 2026 typically gets you one of 3 things: a smaller footprint home in the 150 to 400 square foot range, a structural kit or shell that you finish yourself, or a factory-built unit in the tiny home or prefab category. What it usually does not include is the land, the foundation, or utility hookups. So factor those into your total budget. That said, land in rural areas and smaller markets across the Midwest and South can still be found for $5,000 to $20,000. Utility hookups run $5,000 to $15,000 depending on your region. So an all-in budget of $65,000 to $85,000 can absolutely get you into a complete move-in-ready modern home in 2026. That is a fact. Now, let's talk about the 6 options that make it possible. Option number 1, the Prefab Tiny Modern, $15,000 to $49,000. Starting with a category that is absolutely exploding in 2026, the Prefab Tiny Modern home. And these are not the dinky garden sheds you might be picturing. Companies like Nestron Mighty Small Homes and a wave of new 2026 manufacturers are shipping fully designed modern homes. Clean lines, dark exteriors, large windows, warm wood interiors, for between $15,000 and $49,000 depending on size and spec. We're talking 150 to 400 square feet of genuinely beautiful, functional living space. The Lund by ILumhouse is a stunning example. A Scandinavian-inspired studio with warm wood interiors, dark exterior cladding, large windows, and get this, a built-in sauna. All for around $40,000 to $45,000. In 2026, that is a real product you can actually order. What makes prefab so powerful right now is factory efficiency. These homes are built indoors under controlled conditions, which slashes weather delays, reduces material waste by up to 30%, and cuts labor costs dramatically. The result lands on your lot, ready to connect to utilities and move in. The trade-off? Square footage. At 150 to 400 square feet, these are homes for people who embrace the less is more philosophy. But with the smart storage systems, fold-down furniture, and open layouts that 2026 prefab designers have perfected, they live far bigger than the numbers suggest. Drop a comment. Could you live in 300 square feet if it? Option number 2, the A-frame kit home, $10,000 to $45,000. Option 2 is one of the most visually striking budget home options of 2026, and it's having a massive moment. Meet the A-frame kit home. The A-frame is having a serious comeback, and it makes total financial sense. The steep triangular roof is a structure and wall, no separate roof system, no complex framing. That simplicity translates directly into lower cost. Companies like Frame are offering A-frame structural kits from their Duo and Trio series, ranging from compact weekend retreat sizes up to genuine family home footprints, with base kit prices starting under $15,000 and complete builds landing between $30,000 and $45,000, depending on size and finish level. The modern 2026 A-frame is nothing like the dated ski chalets of the 1970s. Think dark metal or cedar cladding, floor-to-ceiling triangular glass at the gable ends flooding the interior with light, open-plan lower living with sleeping loft above. The vertical geometry makes them feel enormous inside, despite a small footprint. The DIY factor is a huge part of the value here. Many kit homes arrive as precision-engineered components you can assemble yourself or with minimal contractor help. That DIY assembly saves $10,000 to $25,000 in labor costs compared to a fully contracted build. And in 2026, the assembly instructions and support have never been better. Best use case: vacation rental investment, weekend retreat, or a primary residence on a rural lot where you want maximum wow factor for minimum spend. Option number 3, the expandable container home, $25,000 to $48,000. Option 3 is genuinely one of the most clever housing innovations of 2026, and it's flying under the radar. The expandable container home. And once you see how this works, you'll never look at shipping containers the same way again. Unlike a traditional container conversion that arrives as a fixed steel box, the expandable container home uses patented slide-out or fold-out technology, magic slide systems, and similar innovations that allows a home to travel compactly but expand on-site to nearly double its transport width. We're talking about a unit that ships at standard container dimensions but opens up to 20 to 30 feet wide, creating a genuinely livable floor plan. For $25,000 to $48,000 in 2026, you can get a fully equipped expandable unit, bedroom, bathroom with fixtures, kitchen with appliances, living area, with modern finishes including insulated walls, double-pane windows, and exterior cladding options in wood or metal panel. These are coming primarily from manufacturers in Asia with established export infrastructure, and quality has improved dramatically in the last 2 years. The installation is remarkable. Most expandable units can be set up on a prepared flat pad in a single day. No foundation beyond a level concrete pad or engineered piers. No months of construction. You're looking at days from delivery to move-in. Key consideration: zoning. Not every municipality is caught up with these structures in 2026, so confirm your local zoning allows for manufactured or modular housing before you order. But in rural areas, agricultural zones, and states with progressive ADU laws, this option is wide open. Option 6 makes this one look complicated, and it's under $40,000. Keep watching. Option number 4, the Arch Steel Cabin Kit, $5,000 to $35,000. Option 4 is for the DIY committed builder who wants maximum structural strength for minimum dollars. This is the Arch Steel Cabin Kit, and it is one of the most underrated budget building options of 2026. Companies like Arch Cabins have been perfecting this concept for years. The structure is a galvanized steel arch, essentially a Quonset hut form, that is engineered to withstand winds up to 150 miles per hour and 30 pounds per square foot of snow load. These things are built to last. And the base kit start prices that will genuinely surprise you, from as low as $5,000 to $10,000 for the shell structure, scaling up to $25,000 to $35,000 for larger, more complete configurations. Now, the modern design part requires your input. The steel shell itself is industrial and raw. The magic happens when you finish the interior. Spray foam insulation, shiplap or drywall lining, polished concrete floors, modern kitchen and bath fittings, large glass in walls. Done right. The interior of an arch steel home is genuinely stunning. The curved ceiling creates an architectural drama that flat ceiling homes can't match at any price. In 2026, a growing community of arch cabin builders are sharing their builds online. Finished interiors that look like boutique hotels. The total all-in cost for a finished, livable arch cabin with modern interior? $30,000 to $50,000, depending on your finishing choices and labor. Fastest assembly in this entire video. Some owners report having the shell standing in as little as 3 days with a small crew. Option number 5. The tiny home on wheels, $27,000 to $49,000. Option 5 gives you something none of the other options do, the ability to take your home with you. The tiny home on wheels, or THOW, has grown from a fringe lifestyle choice into a legitimate 2026 housing solution with a real market, real financing options, and real design quality. Companies like Rocky Mountain Tiny Houses, Vagabond Haven, and dozens of regional builders are producing modern THOWs in the $27,000 to $49,000 range with design quality that genuinely competes with site-built homes. Rocky Mountain Tiny Houses, one of the most respected names in the industry, has sold models like the Boulder for $27,350 and the Front Range for $37,000. These are not compromise homes. These are architecturally designed spaces with real craftsmanship. The Vagabond Haven Luna is a 2026 standout, featuring warm wood siding, a black metal frame, and a glass garage-style door that opens the entire front of the home to the outdoors. The Sunshine model from the same company includes a sleeping loft, solar panels, and a design that is ready for off-grid living straight out of the build. The THOW advantage in 2026 is flexibility. No land? Park it. Move frequently? Take it. Want to avoid property taxes and the cost of permanent foundation? A THOW on a legal RV site solves that completely. And with 2020X maturing THOW financing market, personal loans, RV loans, and specialty THOW lenders, access to funding is easier than it's ever been. The one real trade-off. Weight limits mean most those cap at around 400 square feet. But as we've established today, 400 square feet, well designed, is more than enough for a genuinely great life. Would you live in a THOW? Drop your dream location in the comments. Option number 6, the 3D printed mini home, $35,000. Here it is, the one I told you to stay for. Option number 6, the 3D printed mini home, and this is the most groundbreaking development in cheap modern housing in 2026. Azure Printed Homes, based in Southern California, with a brand new 25,000 square foot factory opening in Denver in early 2026, is producing 3D printed homes from recycled materials, plastic water bottles, food containers, polymer resin reinforced with fiberglass, for approximately $35,000. That is a completed, delivered modern home structure for $35,000. The process is extraordinary. A massive robotic printer constructs the exterior walls by extruding molten recycled plastic in continuous seamless layers. The result is a structure that is leak-proof, insect-resistant, and can be built 70% faster and 30% more cost-effectively than conventional construction. Azure says they can deliver homes within 4 weeks of order. Customers design their homes online through a digital configurator, and the printed unit arrives at your site, ready for utility connection. In 2026, this technology is moving fast. California already has its first 3D printed micro-community in Yuba County. Texas has entire neighborhoods of 3D printed homes. Colorado is about to scale significantly with Azure's new Denver facility. This is not a future concept. It is happening right now. The design aesthetic is genuinely modern. Smooth walls, organic curves possible because printing costs the same whether the wall is straight or curved, clean open interiors. For $35,000, you are getting a structure that looks like it belongs in an architectural magazine. The important caveat, like all the options today, the $35,000 covers the printed structure. Foundation, utilities, interior finishes, and land are additional. But as a path to modern home ownership in 2026, this is the most exciting development on this entire list. The true all-in cost, what you actually need to budget. Before we close, let's talk total honest budgets. Here's what a complete cheap modern home project realistically looks like in 2026. Home structure, any of today's options, $15,000 to $49,000. Land in rural or affordable markets, $5,000 to $20,000. Yes, that is still findable in 2026 in states like Arkansas, Mississippi, West Virginia, rural Texas, and parts of the Midwest. Site prep and foundation, gravel pad or concrete slab, $3,000 to $12,000. Utility hookups, water, electric, septic, $5,000 to $18,000. Off-grid solar plus rainwater systems can reduce or eliminate this cost, but add upfront equipment expense. Total realistic all-in range, $28,000 on the absolute low end for a small DIY kit build on owner-provided land, up to $85,000 for a fully equipped prefab or THOW setup with land and utilities. That is still less than the average American car loan, combined with rent for 2 years. Research your state's ADU laws. Many states now allow you to place a prefab or tiny home as an ADU on existing property, meaning if you or a family member already owns land, your all-in cost drops to just a home structure itself. Closing. So there you have it. 6 genuine, real-world paths to a cheap modern home under $50,000 in 2026. From stunning Scandinavian prefab units to DIY A-frame kits, expandable container homes, arched steel structures, beautifully designed tiny homes on wheels, and the absolutely groundbreaking 3D printed homes coming out of factories right now. None of these options are perfect for everyone, but one of them is probably perfect for you. And knowing they exist, knowing the real numbers, knowing the trade-offs, that is the difference between staying stuck renting and actually taking the first step toward owning a home. Which option speaks to you the most? The A-frame kit? The THOW freedom? Or are you ready to order a 3D printed home straight from a configurator online? Drop your answer below. I read every single comment, and I want to know where your head is at. If this video gave you real value today, a quick thumbs up takes 2 seconds, and it helps us reach more people who need to hear this information. Subscribe if you haven't already. We've got detailed build cost breakdowns, land finding guides, and zoning explainers coming that you absolutely don't want to miss. I'll see you in the next one.